Okay, Robbie, it's a 4-0 loss, Coagh United, here at Hagan Park, Premier Intermediate League, in a game with few positives or significant moments for the town. Coagh United were very productive going forward in both halves and had a clear game plan, but to what extent did we contribute to our own downfall?
Yeah, the first goal conceding in the first 3 minutes wasn't the word. It was a tough game to start with. It's a tough thing to start with, but then we just didn't really create anything. We had our own game plan, and we can have to say that it didn't work today. It was tough to get going at times. I won't use the pitch as an excuse. The pitch was the same for both teams. But yeah, to get caught out so early on, then possibly look to get back into it, and then they grab a second one just before half time, which really put really made it a lot tougher going in at half time to try and switch stuff around to try and get something back in the game.
Robbie, we went into today's game on the back of our first point of the season, an excellent performance against View. Can you talk us through the game plan for today's game and perhaps your thoughts on to what extent we executed that game plan?
Yeah, so today was basically just try and do what we've done against Derby. We knew we were going to get caught in moments. We knew the game that transitions were going to be huge today, and we would have worked on that during the week about getting the ball down from one side of the pitch to the opposite side and really try and go at it. At times, we probably done it well, but I think when we actually started to execute the game plan we came up with, I think it was 3-0 at the time before we actually made any positive impact in the game and what we were trying to do. And, trying to do that way, I think it was 3-0 with about the 58th minute or so, half an hour back, trying to get 3 goals. Like it was a tough ask for the boys.
So moving forward in a game with a few positives, how do we build on this? How do we move forward?
The guys just have to go back to the feeling they had against Derby, how they performed in that. A lot of the tougher results we've had have probably come away from home this season. Where when we're at home, we tend to hold into games more. The crowd does be great. There was a good support here with us again today. Probably, probably let them down a little bit, as in how big we probably had ourselves up from their view, the positivity around everything, and just unfortunately when you're down there at the bottom of the league, the kind of chances that we probably passed up today, or the bounce the ball that didn't happen for us today, went against us. And the lads just need to go back. I need to go back to my coaching team and do a debrief on the game, try and find some kind of positives in the game, and really kind of go to what went wrong and try and fix that rather than look at that, because there's a couple of things that are happening that seem to be creeping into games when we do tend to lose 3 or 4 that we need to work out a bit. Again, a couple of the goals we've conceded today, self-loaded, self-inflicted, being a better word for it. We just got caught out on it, and we just need to go. It's a big game against Lisbon next week at home, so we need to just dust ourselves off, try and find some positives in it, and then get back on the bike and get going and training this week.
Ibuka Quelle was replaced at halftime, who was having an impact on the game. Was this due to an injury or was this tactical?
No, it was just a tactical change. We were getting with Victor and Ibuka up front today. Both of them were probably trying to play the same way, and we thought the thought was just to get an extra man into midfield, getting overloaded, giving them a lot of time on the ball. And when we did change it, when Rodney came on, we probably had a little bit more of an impact at 2-0. We go through with Ethan Swose. He's had a shot, it's ricocheted, it's dropping in front of the goal. Just didn't drop for us. I think 30, 40 seconds later, they've gone down the far end. Piot's come out to kick a ball. It's hit. It's hit our own centre back in the back, and it's dropped straight in front of that striker, in front of the goal that he can't miss. And unfortunately, that was just the way it was today. It felt like at times, no matter what we were going to do today, it was the game just was gone at that time.
Despite the scoreline, we did have a number of strong performances today from Logan Sands, Luke Povell, and Sean McCall. It was man of the match today.
Yeah, no, it was great. Sean was excellent. Sean has that in him. I actually think at times Sean McCall probably gets overlooked in the team by not by supporters, but maybe by when man in the match awards are going around and stuff like that. Purely because I expect that out of him, and it's very rare that you see Sean drop down out of out of anything like that. The only way I'd be able to describe it from being a Tottenham fan is it's like when Ben Davies plays for Spurs. He's always 7 out of 10, and Sean's always that. And I'm actually really happy to hear you got man of the match today because he threw his body in the way he always does it. You know, for somebody that's not the biggest player, he probably has one of the biggest hearts of football and goes a long way. And I'm glad to hear now man of the match today.
Okay, Robbie, thank you for your time. We will see you next week at home against this for the Distillery.
All right, cheers, Still. Thanks, mate.